What's up guys, this is Chanela. Thank you so much for tuning back into a video of mine. Now this one is kind of gonna be a little intense. What's up guys, this is Chanela tuning in from Kingston, Jamaica. Ready? Let me just switch my dialect right now. I'm going on a little patois. Now, before we actually get into the video, I just want to say that I actually filmed the story of my abduction and robbery maybe like 2 months after it happened. Therefore, you're going to be seeing that old clip. I thought it wouldn't really make sense to try to go through all of that again. Because you know the details would have been more fresh in my mind back then, and plus you guys would have kind of seen my emotional state much more clearer, like how I was back then. So I just thought I'm just gonna pull for the old footage and I'm gonna use it instead of doing a complete new thing. So therefore you guys are gonna be seeing me in that state. I didn't look the happiest, obviously, so just kind of brace yourself for that. I just want to preface by saying, you know, if you had a traumatic, you know, experience and certain descriptions or hearing certain things is gonna trigger anything for you, then you probably shouldn't watch this video or listen to my story, even though it wasn't that like intense with how I describe certain things. Still, if you feel like it's not something you can manage to listen, then I encourage you to just exit off of this video like right now. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now and just let you guys listen to what happened. Alright, this has been the first time I have pressed record on this camera since maybe the 26th of September. Yeah, things changed and things really changed. Let me just say I apologize for any outside noise that you may be hearing right now. It's a Saturday. People are up and about talking to their loved ones and whatnot, so I just really tried to push myself this morning to actually record something. On the 30th of September of this year, I was taken and robbed and left in this unknown area on the 30th of September. Since then, everything in my life has felt unstable apart from my relationship with God, and other relationships that I have with other people. Me, I guess I should say, is who feels very unstable. So I'm just gonna go over kind of what happened and where I am right now, and I'm gonna try to do that as quickly as possible so that this is not an extremely long video. So September 30th, it was I believe it was a Wednesday. I was at work as usual, stayed back after working hours just for a little bit because I wanted to finish up some things that I needed to get done. When it was time for me to leave work now, it was raining, and it was raining really hard. I didn't have an umbrella, so I kind of stayed back a little bit in hopes that the rain will ease, and whenever it eased, that's at that point I would try to run out so I could at least reach to the bus stop. Now, while I was waiting, I was chatting with one of the videographers at the station. He's a good friend of mine, and we were there talking, had a mask. I had my mask in my hand, and it fell while we were talking, and it fell on the section that would go over my mouth and my nose. And so when that happened, I instantly thought, oh my gosh, I can't take a bus today at all because I don't have an extra mask with me. So I had already had in mind that I'm not going to take a bus, you know. Looking back now, I keep thinking like I should have put on the damn mask in the first place. I mean, that's what it's for. Anywho, so I said to him that, you know, I can't wear the mask, I'm probably gonna have to take a taxi. And I was very anxious to leave, like I really wanted to get home that day. So I was watching the rain, and finally it looks like it eased up around 1:50 something. And at that point I said, okay, you know, let's call him K. K, I'm gonna leave now. And he said, you know what, let me walk with you because I need to also go visit this other store that's along the same stretch, so let me just walk you and put you in a vehicle and all that. So we left the same time, having a nice decent conversation, talking about the weather, talking about our jobs, and he walks me to the bus stop. Now, when we were going to the bus stop, there was an elderly man who was standing at the bus stop prior to us arriving, and this elderly man, you know, we say good afternoon, but I kind of turned, like slightly turned my back away, like from him, because he was on my right and I was talking to him. So we're there talking, waiting, talking, and in my peripheral vision I see this red plate black taxi drive come to the bus stop, and I'm hearing, you know, the route in which I normally take taxis to get home. I'm hearing them calling out that that's where they're going. No, I was still talking to Kershaw, but I can still see, based on how I was set, kind of like slant like this, I could still see that the old man was going into the vehicle. And so, you know, the rain is coming down, you don't have an umbrella, this is the first taxi you've seen come to the bus stop a while after standing there. And so automatically I was just like, you know, alright, you know, I'm gonna just jump in another one here before the rain come down any heavier. And so him say, yeah, alright then, later. And he closed the door for me. Now, during the process of me, like upon entering the vehicle and I see that the door is being closed, I realized that there was no handle on the inside. And at that point I thought it was weird. I was thinking, what kind of old car is this that they're using as taxi? And at that point I knew that I made a bad decision, because usually I scope, like I look through a taxi before I go in it, because if it has only men I tend to not take it. But in that moment, I did not see the person at the front, that there was another male at the front of the car in the passenger side, because I believe that window was wind up. It was up, so I couldn't see if somebody else was in there. I only saw when the old man went in, and I saw the driver peeping, like looking back from the back window that was close to me. And so once I entered the vehicle and I realized that there was someone sitting at the front of the car, I automatically thought, okay, this is not usually the circumstances that I like when I'm in a taxi, because now I realize that I'm the only female in the car. No, the second thing I did once the car drove off was I looked behind me, because this was a 7-seater car, to see if there was anybody else in the back, and I didn't see anyone. So I was like, okay, maybe this is just a regular passengers and we're all gonna be fine. Maybe like 20 to 30 seconds after we drove off, the one at the front, I was like looking through the window and I see the one at the front turn around, and I just hear a string of expletives, and when I looked, there was a gun pointing at me and the elderly man, who were the actual passengers in the vehicle. And for a moment it was like I was scoffing, because I was like, what kind of joke this? And then I felt someone who appears to be like scooched down at the back of the vehicle, hold my head and the other man's head, and was like pushing us down like this. And I just hear, lower your head, don't look, expletives, whole up, bad man, robbing. Like it was just a string of threats and words that just, it's vague in my mind right now, but it was along that lines. And I remember thinking, whoa, this is happening. I'm not imagining this. This is happening right now. I didn't go into a state of panic. My heart was pounding in my chest, but I was not screaming or objecting to anything that they were instructing us to do. I was actually very calm, and I just went into this mode where I was submissive. I did everything they wanted me to do. I was just paralyzed by fear, you know. And so I had my head down the whole time, and the only thing that came in my mind was to start praying. And so that's what I did. And the guy at the back is still holding down my head. The one at the front with the gun grabbed my bag. They also took the elder man's cards, and they were just going through and asking for PIN numbers and asking for passwords and asking for money and going through my stuff as if it was their own. And I knew instantly that I was about to lose possibly all my documents, all my phones, everything, which I did. I did lose my phones. They took my work phone and they took my personal phone. They asked for my passwords. They changed my iCloud passwords. They took it. And the car is going at an extreme rapid pace. I have no idea where we're going because my head is down. The one at the back kept pushing down our heads to ensure that we're not looking. And then finally we came to a stop somewhere. At the time I didn't know where this place was, and they were just finalizing everything with the phone, ensuring that he got all access to my phone, completing his search through my bag and everything. And then finally they were like, alright, we're gonna let out the princess, quote unquote, me. And he came out, the one with the gun came out, and he opened the door and said, I'm supposed to walk to the end of the road and don't look back. And that's exactly what I did. So I did exactly what they did. He gave me back my bag with my purse and stuff, and I didn't look back until I hear them start driving off. And by the time I turned around, they had already bent the corner, so I couldn't even see the license plate or anything. I didn't get a look at their faces. The driver had on a hat that hid his face from me. I didn't see the one at the back because my head was down, and he had pushed my head down before I could even get a glimpse at the one at the front. So I have no idea who these people are. I don't know the license plate of the car or anything like that. So there I was left in this place walking towards a dead end, and I remembered once the car left the area, I paused in the middle of the road, and I was just shaking like a leaf. I was in a state of panic. I kept asking myself, what just happened? Where am I? Is somebody going to come out of the bush somewhere and kill me right now because I'm left alive? Like, I kept asking myself all these questions, and I turned around because it's a dead end. I realized there's no way to get home from here, and so I started trying to make my way out. But I was shaking so much that at that point in time is when I started crying. And two ladies exited their house at that particular moment, and I just have to big them up for this, because it's not every day you see somebody in danger and people are willing to help you. So they exited their house and they saw me, and they called me. They were like, "What happened? Are you okay? Why you look like that?" And I remember I said to them, like, they told me I can't say anything because, you know, they obviously they're going to threaten you to not talk and all those things. And I was like paralyzed in fear at the moment that it made me submissive. And I remember saying to them, "Oh, you know, I can't talk and whatever." And they were like, "No, come here, come here, come here. What happened?" And I told them what happened. Um, they asked if I wanted to go to the police station right away, and I said no because I was exhausted. I was in a state of panic. I didn't want to be on the road. I wanted to be in the comfort of my home. I wanted to go home. I wanted to go home and cry, hug my mother, just go home. And so they gave me a ride home, and I came home, and I remember I broke down in tears. It was really hard. I couldn't believe it. And from there, I reached out to everyone on my laptop via email and other platforms that I could sign in. I came home, I automatically tried to retrieve my Google accounts, my iCloud accounts. It took Apple like a month before they were able to give me back my account. So I tried to do all those things, reach out to everyone, let them know what happened, and that I was now home and I get safe, even though it didn't feel that way for a very long time for me. No, that's what happened. I went to the police station, of course, the day after to report it. Nothing really came of that since, but that's basically what happened. And then the journey to me trying to get back to my normal self begun. Anywho, so I so by the time Saturday rolled around, because remember it happened on the Wednesday, one of my church mentors was kind enough to book a therapy session for me, and so I went to see a therapist and recounted the details of what happened, and we talked through some tips and advice of me like getting back to my normal self, because I was planning to go back to work the Monday. I had took the Thursday and the Friday off, went to church on the Sunday, bawled my eyes out, went to work on the Monday, and I was doing okay. At least that's what I thought. I wasn't like crying or anything. Everybody was supportive. Everybody at my workplace, they supported me. They talked me through and everything. But and up until this point, I can't bring myself to even go back to that bus stop. I actually don't take public transportation anymore unless I really have to, and in the cases where I have to, I go for the JUTC buses, because this was a red plate licensed taxi, and it's very evident that not even those you can trust anymore, because they are using that as a way to get people to enter the vehicle and to rob them. So that's kind of like some changes I've made, since I was very scared to be home alone. I was very scared to even have a shower. I went through days of being paranoid that one day they're gonna come back, or I'm going to buck up into them and all those stuff, and I had to really keep trying to pray and just trust that the Lord has me protected and everything. But it was really it's really hard. It's really hard. There are times where I have triggers, and this is kind of why I've been gone for quite a while now on YouTube. It's because I feel like they took away a part of me, it's no one should ever be in the position where their sense of freedom, their sense of choice is completely taken away. It's like you are nothing. You are nothing. No one should ever have to feel like that. And that's how I felt. Those guys, they could have done anything they wanted to me. And I just thank God every day that, they did not molested me, that they did not hurt me any more physically than the bracing down of my head. I just thank the Lord that they just wanted the material things. But truth be told, even to this day, there are some things that I don't understand, like why, certain things, reasons why it happened to me, why they had to take away all the things that I worked so hard for. So it was very traumatic, and truth be told, I really am still healing from all of this. I really am. A lot of people might think, oh, them not doing nothing, girl, like they just took this and they just took that, like stop making such a big deal of it. But the thing is, it didn't happen to you, it happened to me. And so I process differently from how I saw another person process something. So for me, it's very traumatic and it's very scary, and it's not something I would even wish on my worst enemy. Yeah, so that was it, guys. That's what happened. Like I said, what I experienced put me in the mind of like what other girls have experienced, who are missing today, who, probably endured worse than I did. And I am just so grateful that they did not do anything worse to me or took me away. But this is something that happens every day here. And so I encourage all the young ladies out there, and even the young men, to be very careful. Do not lower your guard. The one time I lowered my guard, it cost me. When you have to take taxis, or even buses, you have to be so incredibly careful, because it was just pure evil. It was pure evil. They did not care. They did not even once think about how I felt in the moment. They don't care. They're just, the Bible says that the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That's literally their motive. That's all they want. And so it's so, so important to be as vigilant as you can while you're on the road here in Jamaica, because I'm telling you, these are things that happen every single day, and not everybody comes out as covered and protected as I did. So I encourage all you young people to just take caution. Take caution. If you don't have to take public transportation, don't. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened, and I have now put that behind me, and I have done, put certain things in place to kind of, keep myself more secure while I'm taking transportation and stuff. And yeah, so that's really what happened, and that's why I took some time off to just get myself back together. So that was it for today's video. I hope that, you guys will really take my warning and just reach out to people, and just if you drive, if you can give somebody a drive, do what you can to help a young person out there who's just trying to start life, because I'm telling you, man, the people are out there for blood. They really are. And we just gotta pray and ask the Lord to continue to keep us protected and secure. Anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything that you'd like to say, you can leave a comment down below, and if you want to stick around to watch more videos from me, then you can hit that subscribe button. Also, give this video a like, because it really helps to push this video forward, and so that other people can see and hear of my story and know how to kind of align themselves while they're on the road. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is Chanela, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.